Hey, does the universe give us signs or give us clues when something is about to break through? In other words, our dreams to reality, right? That's something I always ponder. And I'll say this, through my experience, I discovered something I noticed about how the universe works. What I started to notice was, things take on a pattern. For example, when I manifest something, or when something's about to become manifested for me, there's always these important signs, a certain pattern, all the time. It happens all the time. And not only for me, but for you as well. Now, the individuals are the ones who notice this, are the ones who will become aware of it. And today I want to talk about the power of the 888. Because the 8 is what abundance means. It's wealth. 8 means money, right? We say, oh, we have money coming. But it's not only money, it's a deeper meaning, it's a deeper sign. The power of the 8th is you communicating with yourself. It's your abundant blueprint speaking to you through the universe. It's mirroring back to you. And this is all takes place in your higher self and then trickles down to your subconscious mind. So I'll go back to me. So when I'm manifesting something, and if it's something, that I'm put my intention on, then the 8s will start pop up. And that's when I say, aha, I know what's going on. This is very important because the power of the 8th is the 8s is this. If you start to see the 8s and they start to bombard you, but you become aware, you actually intensify your manifestation. You actually can bring it in or intensify it so that it could come to you a lot faster. A lot of individuals don't realize that. Because what I do is when I see the 8, I just give a nice acknowledgement, like, good. Or I kind of do a nonchalant, like, okay, it is what it is. See, that nonchalant is the secret right there. Because see, that state of mind, me being not too high, not too emotionally high, not too emotionally low, but that nonchalant thing, it tells the universe that this guy knows what he wants and he will get it. So there's no doubt, and that intensifies the 8s. So if you're manifesting or creating some big things in your life, and then you see these numbers, right, they start to just circle you and follow you, especially the 8. The 8s now are telling you there are two things here. The 8 is an infinite number. The pattern of an 8 goes around and around. It doesn't break. That's great. That tells you that there is something big, immense, getting ready to come to you. Now, a lot of individuals get this misconception with the 8s. For example, what if one day or maybe a week, you just see the 8s running after you? They're all over the place. Your mind now says, wow, hey man, we got some big things coming. Maybe money, the deal I've been putting together, the business, it's about to break free. Yeah, that's true, but here's where you don't want to mess up now. You got to get your mind from sabotaging that, your thinking mind, because your thinking mind sees the 8s and it says, man, this got to be tomorrow. This got to be next week. This got to be like a few days because I'm just seeing it all the time. Then a few days come up and it doesn't show up. And then you start scratching your head and say, man, all this stuff doesn't work. Because I see this number and the 8's 8 and it didn't come. Well, of course it didn't come. Why didn't it come? Because you're trying to predict when it would come. Here's what the 8 says. The 8 says it's on its way to you. It is coming. You're the one who decided the time and the date it would come. It doesn't work like that. All you have to do is acknowledge it. Here's the bigger picture. If you're being bombarded with the 8, it means whatever you want is on the way. It's en route. It is coming. But it's not for you to decide when. It is your higher self, your authentic self, because it can see the pitfalls. It can see the curves and corners that you can't. That's very important. So the power of the 8, the 8s really sends a message. It is a mathematical proportion. It's a great sign. And did you know now that you can actually create and manifest the eights? You can have them pop up in your life. But not just pop up, you can have them pop up to bring forth abundance. Yep, that's correct. For example, let's say you want to create some more abundance, maybe some more wealth, or just abundance, maybe a business or this project or whatever it is. You just want to have more abundance in your life. And things aren't going the way you want to go right now. Here's how you can supercharge and have the eights pop up. And then when they pop up, they'll start to bring abundance to your life. So here's what you do. First, you put a picture in your mind's eye, and you start to kind of visualize, okay, what would I like to see, or what would my life like to become? See the things you desire, see them coming in, see them experiencing them. First thing. Now, we're going to use the power of the eights to magnify and bring them in. So now that you see these things now, all you want to do, you can do one thing. Every night, you can take a notepad and you can just write eights. 888, 888, 888. And while you're writing the eights on the paper, all across the paper, 888, you're just thinking to yourself about all the abundance coming, all the money, all the things you want. They're coming to you now. Okay? The write-in impresses your subconscious mind. The write-in tells the universe your intention. The write-in convinces you that you are doing something or taking an action towards your goal. That creates high energy, and that speeds up your attractor factor. Right? So once you start to do that every night, and then you let it go. Now a few days, don't go looking for the eights now. Just continue doing the visual, and you write your eights, and all of a sudden, the eights are going to start to pop up. They're just going to pop up on you. You've created that. You've induced that. Now, what's going to happen here? Well, the eights are in response to the things that you were visualizing that you want. So now the universe, through your higher self, now is going to communicate to you and says, got your message. Here's the message. Here's the eighth. So it's on its way. That's how you make it become on your way to you. Yeah, so you can literally start from scratch and supercharge it. And so many of us were taught to believe, right, that we have to wait for the eights to pop up. We have to just wait till the universe decides when it wants to bring us these things. No. You are the creator. You can say, hey, I want this to start now. I want this to start later. But you can actually induce it. Yeah, many of us, we follow the path, we visualize, and then it naturally takes its course. But you can manually turn on the eight. The eight doesn't have to automatically find you. You can manually say, all right, I'm ready to use the power of the eights. And this is very powerful because the eight is a mathematical language. That's how the universe talks to us. Say angels, our higher beings, our authentic self. It uses these mathematics because they are so accurate and they represent something beautiful. They represent abundance. They represent infinite abundance. So now you have an idea, right? Now how you can supercharge and attract the eights in your life. So let me just do a quick review to show you this beautiful method and how it works. So if you remember now, in order to activate the power of the eight, you have to know what you want. It's tied to abundance now. So anything with money or abundance or anything that's going to bring you a lot of good stuff, you want to activate the eights. And what you want to remember to do now is think about the things you want having been done. For example, let's say it's a business. Once you think about business profit and making your money, you start up your own business, an invention, or whatever it may be. Think about that very thing, abundance, a home, whatever. Think about it already existing as you having it or experiencing it. That's it. Now every night, right before you go to bed, get your notepad, draw your eights right across, 888. You can either draw or you can just affirm out 88888, either way. And while you're drawing it or affirming it out loud, you're thinking about what you want. Now you're reverberating and echoing to the universe. You manually now turn on the faucet of abundance. You've manually turned the universe on now to say, all right, let's activate it. Now, it may show up in a few days, it may show up in a couple weeks, depends. But within a short amount of time, you will start to reverberate back to you. It'll start to pop up and you'll start to see it. And now you know that the universe has spoken back to you and says, all right, your package has been shipped. It is on its way to you. That's the power of the 8. So it works on 3 fundamental levels. It affects your subconscious, it affects your conscious, and it interacts with the universe, right? Remember, writing down sends a powerful message, subconscious, conscious. What else? Activates intention, action. When you write it, your mind thinks you're doing something, you're preparing for something, something's getting ready to happen. It's an intention, your conscious mind is in agreement. Now, reverberation. When you write it down again, or you think about it in the mind's eye, that's a signal to the universe. Now the universe will signal it back to you and say to you, okay, it's on your way. Because everything is abundant, and abundance is your birthright. And you can literally have anything you desire. So now you can manually turn on the 8s to appear. And here's the next big secret. You can manually turn on all the synchronicities if you want. And that's the next big secret you can do as well. So now you have it. The power of the 8s.